It's a case that made national headlines and drew attention from the Trump administration. A police officer shot and wounded after responding to a call at an ICE detention center in Johnson County. That was on the night of July 4th of 2025. That shooting led to the arrests of 16 people who the government said were members of Antifa. And at the time, they were trying to attack that facility. On Friday of last week, 9 of them were convicted on dozens of federal charges. But that investigation into what happened that night, we understand, is far from over. And with that, welcome in I-Team producer Kelsey Mittauer. Sat in on that 3-week federal trial for us. It was a complicated case. We talked about this last week. But for those who don't understand, what does complicated mean?
Well, I mean, we're talking about 9 defendants on trial all at once, right? 65 charges. Of the 9 people who were on trial in the last few weeks, only one of them had a gun that night. And so everybody's argument was that they were there for a noise demonstration. They were there to blow off fireworks for the 4th of July to show support for the people inside. But the government said that it was much bigger than that. They called this an act of terror. They laid out a case where they showed the chats leading up to it, people referencing a confrontation, people talking about bringing guns to it. They showed a lot of literature with anarchist beliefs, anti-government, anti-immigration beliefs, things like that. And ultimately, I mean, the jury agreed. They convicted them on a lot of charges, including terrorism and explosives. Yeah,
so we end up with verdicts last week. Why is this saga not over?
Well, okay, so that's the federal trial, right? And they will be sentenced federally in June. But there are state cases in this. Remember, this happened in Alvarado. Johnson County filed their own charges. I checked with the DA's office today. They said they're still going to move forward on those, and they said more indictments can come. So even though the federal trial is over, now we could be in for a new round of state trials. You
and I talked on the air. It was on Friday, and the defense didn't put on a case, technically. They didn't outwardly try to defend, right? Which you would think, okay, why not? I mean, that's my first question. Do you think they're rethinking that strategy, and what do you know about why they didn't?
Well, so that was the biggest question on Friday after the verdicts came down and everybody was outside the courthouse kind of reeling from this news. That was one of the questions I heard over and over again. You know, do you think they regret not putting on a case? I actually spoke to one of the attorneys today. They said that they still do not think that it was a mistake. They felt at the time that the government had not proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. And a lot of people felt like the First Amendment was going to protect them, the right to assemble, the right to free speech. Even the government said during the trial, it's not illegal to hate the government, but what they did, they said, was illegal. So it remains to be seen in the state trials. I can only guess that someone is going to put on a defense at this point because of what happened in the federal trials, but it's also going to be a lot more new lawyers. All the lawyers in the federal trial are not going to be handling the state cases. So
makes sense. Okay. Kelsey Mittauer, our eyes and ears in that federal courtroom. Thank you so very much.